Hello and welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'm here. Yep, I'm here. The sitting around doing nothing all day is doing great. It's doing wonders for me. I'm losing weight, getting buff, getting really good at playing video games. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm losing weight, getting buff, and getting really good at playing video games. I'm not one of those people who get fat because you're locked inside. I mean, because your government forces you to stay inside, basically. I've said before in the past show, like when I went outside, I was like, for the first time in months, I was shocked that there was like so many fat people outside. I was like, dude, you guys look bad. But anyway. The old job, I used to work at PetSmart, and the location I worked at closed down, and I've talked about this before. And so the cool thing was they found everyone that worked there a job. Like they would transfer you. Now the thing with me is I got transferred, but like the reason why I didn't go is because several reasons. I worked with the dogs. I did overnights for PetSmart. Like they have a dog park, and so I would do overnights there. So and like I was there, all the time. I was the better overnight person. The other overnight person, she'd like show up and then go, I don't feel like being here, and then like leave and then not show up for 3 days, and somehow would not get fired. Would somehow still keep her hours, like all that stuff. Okay, so she's a bad worker. And every time she would do this, I don't know how many times she's done it. At least with me working there, it's happened twice. But it's like if you're like just don't show up to work and then don't show up for like 3 days, normally you get fired, right? Like, to me, that would. I mean, if your only excuse is I just didn't feel like coming in, because that was her excuse. Okay, and so that happened twice where like she would show up, be like, I don't want to be here, and leave. You gotta fire that person. But that's a whole other story about this job. But anyway. So like when they transferred everyone, now remember I'm the overnight guy of the dog part, so they transferred her to the closer PetSmart and gave her the position that I had at the current location, even though I'm the better worker. So I'm like, okay, this place obviously doesn't like me. Okay, another reason why I did not transfer, I didn't follow through with it, meaning I just quit the job, is because my boss, like the people in charge, like this girl named Amy Castro, she's like the manager, and like this other manager, Giselle, and then like there's just other people that, like and their friends, like this other girl named like Tatiana, like in front of me, because I would wear headphones in the break room, but they weren't on. The reason I would wear headphones was so people wouldn't talk to me. I wasn't doing it so I could like spy on people's conversations, but they're openly talking about other coworkers they don't like and like getting them fired. So we got like two managers, Amy and Giselle, talking about how they're gonna get Jesse fired. Jesse's this guy. He was like, I guess like there's so many managers. He's like the front end manager, and it's like, dude, like this place is shady as fuck. Like because Amy and Giselle. These two managers, like they're like, at least to my face, were super nice, super friendly, okay? And then I see them both interact with Jesse, the guy that they want to get fired, super nice, super friendly. But then in the break room, when I'm in there and they're talking and they don't know that I can hear them because I have the headphones on, they're talking mad shit and talking about how they're gonna get him fired, which means they're probably doing this to other people too. So I'm like, why would you want to work in a place where you got these bitches? Well, I just came out so naturally. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of women. That's why I keep them in cages. Shut up. Good. Anyway, so I'm like, why would I want to work with people like this? So like, when they did get me the transfer, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to be working in the same place Amy's working. Like, what if she decides she doesn't like me and just randomly tries to fire me? So I'm like, it's not worth the transfer. So like, I just never went. But it's just weird how people can just be like, nice to your face, or in this case, they were nice to Jesse to his face, laughing, chumming around. He leaves the room. let's fire this guy. Let's do something to make his, like, because they were talking about, like, we got to make his job harder. We got to mess up his schedule. We got to make his schedule different every week. We just, like, anytime he does something, like, we have to report him. We have to complain. Like, if he's late by, I've heard, like, if he's late by 2 minutes, say something. If you think he does bad customer service, like, just, like, complain for the customer. Like, they were just doing everything possible. And, yeah, like, they did get him fired, but it took a while. But they first fucked with his schedule. And it was just, like, all this energy put into it. And I don't know what Jesse did. I mean, personally, I thought he was an idiot and just annoying. But that doesn't mean he was a bad worker. As far as I know, he was a good worker. He just came off as, like, an aloof, I don't know, pompous jackass. But it's like, I'm an aloof, pompous jackass too. I mean, like, I have protein powder for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That right there is cringe, okay? So, but yeah, and another thing is just why? I mean, I'm assuming if the people in charge are that bad, of the store, then I'm assuming the people like in the offices are that bad, because the store, but then there's a corporate office. I mean, I'm sure it's a trickle down theory. Basically, the person the owner of PetSmart is probably a dick or a bitch, and then he or she, that personality spreads down, and then it trickles down and trickles down, and then you have the manager of your store is a bitch too. And I'm like, dude, I can't work for a company like this. And it's in like everyone who is in charge has some kind of crappy personality. Like, I don't know. It's like I guess to be in charge of PetSmart, you have to be two-faced, a dick, a bitch, or I don't know, below average looking. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it was. There's just so many things wrong with PetSmart, and like the location I worked at closed down. Maybe it closed down because of the people working there have horrible personalities. Because granted, I maybe worked one day shift, but I mostly was working at night by myself. But like interacting with the other coworkers, a lot of them had horrible personalities. But it's like, so I'm assuming that was put off onto the customers too. But I don't know. I mean, there's just so many people that were there that I'm like, why is this person working here? And like, then there's some people who are good workers. There's one girl, Colleen Sluss, great worker. They wouldn't give her hours, or like she would have been a great manager. But no, they got people trying to backstab people. Like, so, or like maybe that's how you become a manager or just in charge or climb the ladder. You gotta be a backstabbing bitch, I guess. I don't know, but. I mean, I'm glad I don't work there. The only thing is that PetSmart is still open during the lockdown. So I'm like, that's the only downfall, because big business, like big corporate businesses aren't affected by the lockdown, because the Democrats support rich people, and so by having this lockdown, you're gonna take away a lot of poor people's small businesses. People. Yeah, you have money if you have a small business, but if it's been closed for 6 months, it's gone. But big corporations can survive that, and they're gonna suck up all this new property. So basically, the poor just got poorer, the rich just got richer because of the Democrats. Okay, so how was you people? Vote for Trump if you want to get over it, or just vote Republican. Basically, what I'm saying, don't vote for the Democratic anything this election. You don't have to vote for Trump, but just vote for anything but Democrats. Like, I don't know if the Nazi Party still exists, but vote for them instead of the Democrats. Okay? Because at least the Nazis will keep things open so you can run around, because they enjoy chasing their prey. Okay? What am I talking about? I don't know. But I do lots of drugs, and it makes sense to me. Okay?